Hi, my friend. In this lesson, we are going to get crystal clear on what you need to do. So, this lesson is about getting clarity on your identity and solidifying your purpose and who you're supposed to serve. So, I'm going to ask you some questions. And in your homework, actually, you've got 20 questions. Yes, I said it, 20 questions. And these questions are to help you clarify completely exactly what it is that you're supposed to be doing, what you're good at, what your strengths are, and who you are becoming. So, what makes you happy? And what do you love doing? What has been the most enjoyable achievements in life so far? If you could, if you wanted anything in life, what would you choose? What would you do if you knew you could not fail? And if you were given $1 million, no, $1 billion, what would you do with it? Better yet, what would you do for free that would give you joy and happiness? Who inspires you and what qualities do they have that you admire? These are the kind of questions that are going to be on the list, and it will help you clarify because when you do the questions, I want you to quickly write down the first answer that comes to your mind. Don't ponder, don't think, don't no. You look at the question, 15 seconds you should have an answer. Just instant. Just write down the answers as quickly as possible because usually the first answer is the one that your heart desires. Do this right now. In fact, pause the video, do it right now, and then come back to the second part of this video. Go ahead, hit the pause button. Okay, now that you've done your assignment, you've answered all 20 questions, you should have some familiarity going on through the answers. You should be having answers that are very similar along the way. So, if, say, for example, you love baking, well, you should be seeing the word baking pop up all over the place. I want you to circle all the answers that are similar in one area. I love baking pies. I love baking cakes. I love baking cookies. Anything to do with baking makes me happy. Maybe you're a fitness person, so you want to teach people how to be fit, and it's constantly fitness, exercise. Getting healthy. If all these answers are all similar, then this is probably where you need to go. So you're getting clearer on your calling. Part two is really just talking about what you love to do best and what you do often, what you talk about all the time. Sometimes it's not what you do. You could have a career, and your career could be, maybe you're a nurse, but that's not what's on your heart. Maybe when you were younger, you said you wanted to be a nurse, but 10, 15, 20 years later, you decide you don't want to do nursing anymore. Maybe you want to coach nurses, or maybe you want to do something else. I'll give you an example. When Noah, minding his own business, all of a sudden God comes up to him and says, "Hey, I want you to build an ark." What's an ark? Never saw it before, a completely different career that no one has ever done. This was a new calling, this was a new path. And God kind of shifted his life into a whole new era. Also, look at Moses. He's out shepherding. 40 years after he ran away from Pharaoh because he killed someone, here he is now. God called him. "I want you to lead a group of people and take them out of the land into a new land I've promised them." A whole new game changer, a whole new career. Now he's a leader of a group. Look at Joseph, from being at home, one of the last kids, and now he's years later, he is now CEO or vice president of a country. God will change your career sometimes. Look at Saul. He turned into Paul, right? riding on his way, ready to persecute people. Jesus stops him, blinds the other guys, and literally blinds him after. And here he is now on a totally different path. Jesus called the 12 disciples fishers of men. Now they're not fishing fish, they're fishing men. So God may be calling you to do something different than what you are doing now. So you're asking, okay, then why did I do this exercise? Sometimes it's blended. Sometimes what you're doing is going to propel you to another level of what you're going to be doing, but you're still going to be using the skills that you've learned and acquired along the way, the experience. So, my question is God calling you to do something? Has He called you to do something that you're scared, that you haven't done, that you weren't doing, and you put it on the shelf? Is there a burden in your heart? Is there a longing in your soul? Did God speak to you in the past and you kind of pushed it down and now it's brewing, it's coming up again? Did you do what He asked you to do or did you dismiss it? Because God could be calling you to do something different, not necessarily completely different from the past you were doing, but just different into a new level. Maybe you're baking, He wants you to start a new store. Whatever it is, ask God for forgiveness for not doing, repent, and start asking. So the second part is, what did God tell you that He told you before that you haven't done? And ask God, is it too late to do it now? Because your destiny and your calling could be your strengths, your destiny and calling could be completely different, or your destiny and calling could be a combined of both. You need to fast and pray. And I would suggest that over the next couple of days, you don't do any more lessons until you've heard the voice of God and God has confirmed to you, yes, you are on the right path. Your strengths is what I want you to do. What you've circled in those 20 questions, that is what I want you to do. Or God is going to say, nope, I want you to do something different. I have something for you and I've been equipping you for this time. Or it would be third, God is blending something higher level and He's using your past experience and strengths, and He says, I want you to go up higher. Whatever God has told you to do, that is what you must do, my friend. So take the next day or two and I want you to contemplate. Yes, you can hear the birds, it's beautiful outside, but I want you to contemplate on what God has told you. And that is what we're going to do from this day forward. I'll see you in the next lesson.